What's up, everybody? I've just launched a consulting service, and in this video, I'll be showcasing the different operations that I've set up for this, the automations that I'm going to be leveraging, and my decision-making criteria for coming up with all of this, along with explaining like the things that I've been working on internally. And so, first things first, this was last week. I haven't uploaded videos in over 25 days. It's currently the 30th of September. And someone had gotten a consulting call with me. I sent them a recap, and they mentioned that it was valuable to them, and they decided to schedule 4 more calls. And I just randomly gave a price, which was like 1,000 for 4 calls. And they paid it. And then 2 other people came in, they paid it, and I already had 3 calls booked. So the demand was there. And so that's what prompted me to create the service. Now, the reason why I've never started an automation agency, despite many people telling me to do so, is because it's operationally very different to what I'm already doing. And so, with an automation agency, I have to learn different tech stacks. I have to do reporting completely differently. But with consulting, it's very similar to what I've got. And so I'll explain everything I've changed with my operation. So the first change that I made is I added a product section. So I've got lead generation, monthly consulting, hourly consulting. And so when I onboard clients, they are assigned a specific product, and they can actually have multiple of them. And then they go through my onboarding automation. And so this onboarding automation is the exact same. So the only thing that I changed within my onboarding automation is, instead of it working for every client, I segmented it to only work for specific things for specific clients. So if I was onboarding a lead gen client, we would set up all of the smart lead stuff. We would set up all of the clay stuff. All of that stuff would be done automatically. But for the consulting clients, we just set up folders. So these folders are where we're sending consulting docs. If we're doing an automation engagement, I'm sharing the automations within this folder. And it's very similar type of business to what I'm already doing. And then Stripe, and then Slack channel. So everything's the same. We simply just added a router. And that's it, right? And the notification platforms, these are the same. So this is going to be very important for one of the core features that I offer, which is in the monthly consulting package, which is private Slack channel communication. And so if they want to communicate with me via WhatsApp, I will accommodate that. Ring Central, whatever, I will accommodate all of that. Nothing changed over there. Client comms, sending reports to clients. This is something that I already do for lead gen, but now with consulting clients, we just do something like this, where we are sending them a report, which is like, this is a report explaining whatever, and then we let them know how many calls they have available. And all we had to do was change this weekly report task, which was currently just lead gen. We added a separate component. And so I hope you're getting the gist, which is just like doing things that are not overly complicating the existing structures, because I have 64 active automations within my agency, and I've been able to automate basically everything that I do. However, starting an automation agency does not leverage any of these automations that I already have. I would be starting over from scratch, and that's obviously a problem. And then the sales funnel. So whenever I'm working leads, I work them through the funnel over here, which basically includes the name, the channel that we connected on. And so if someone messages me on LinkedIn, I've got them here, Slack, WhatsApp, I've got all of these channels listed. And one of the big problems that I was facing, that I did solve several weeks ago, was the not having access to every single lead that has ever been in touch with me. But we solved that through several automations. And now, regardless of where the leads are coming from, I have full access to all of them here. And again, the only thing I'm changing is which product I'm going to be serving to them. And so, like Felix over here, I'm probably not even going to try to sell him, because he's a homie. So what I would actually be doing is moving him to the archived section, signaling that I'm not going to be trying to sell him. But the reason why he's in my sales funnel to begin with is because you could see the booked tag over here. He's booked a call with me before, and he might be a potential lead. He might not be. I'm probably going to be archiving him. And so that's it. That is the entire consulting business. If you look at this over here that explains it, all I do is take consulting calls. And so when we go back over here, I have a 1 hour call over here. I like to prepare for these calls to make them valuable for people. So that's 15-30 minutes. And then I like to do a recap, which is 15-30 minutes, though I do have automations that can automate that. And actually, I believe in my archived section, if I just search fireflies, uh fireflies oh, I'm doing active. Yeah, this one over here is something that I was doing before, which was basically listening to calls and then summarizing them, creating a job description from calls that we were having. So it would be a very similar thing to this, where we get the transcript from Fireflies, and then leverage Clay or AI or whatever we want to come up with a detailed report, and then we can send it over to the consulting clients like this. So currently it's taking 30 minutes to send the report, but with for further refinements, it's going to be like a minute, 2 minutes. What am I looking for? Yeah, I'm looking for this. And then the preparation, that is more about client selection. So I want to select clients more carefully, so that I'm doing things that I actually understand. And that's another reason why I didn't want to do an automation agency, because sometimes people are like, hey, I need you to use this completely different tech stack that you've never even used before, and it's going to take you 4 hours just to learn how to use it. And then I'm like, what? Nah. At least with the consulting calls, I'm usually doing things that I've already done before. And so let me get into what I've been working on internally, on myself, and the biggest breakthroughs that I've had recently. One of the biggest breakthroughs was fixing constraints. And so this was actually something that I learned from an Alex Ramosi video, where he showed this diagram, basically explaining about his employees. So if his employees are not doing what you want them to do, they either don't know what to do, they don't know when to do it, they don't know how to do it, or they lack the motivation. In my case, I had all of those things, but I was still not doing what I needed to do. And what I realized is that I was blocked. And so blocked, this is actually something that I didn't even realize at the time. And so, for example, one way that I was blocked is inside my funnel over here. I didn't have every single lead that has ever contacted me inside this CRM. And so I would be working some leads here, and then I would be working some leads elsewhere, and then I would just get overwhelmed and then just not do it, period. And so having access to all of the leads here has simplified my CRM and made it more actionable for me. And so that was great. Another thing is I have automated my job, and I've been working like 1 hour per day for months, right? So I just became lazy, developed bad habits, and I started spending my time doing low leverage tasks. And so those low leverage tasks could potentially turn into high leverage tasks in the future, but at the present moment, they're not. And so an example of a low leverage task is creating content. And so creating content might take me 20 to 30 hours a week at my peak, but it may not be as effective as me spending 20 to 30 hours per week doing prospecting, outreach, and sales calls. However, in the long term, obviously, like there's tons and tons and tons of leverage with content, but in the short term, spending 20 to 30 hours per week and then spending 0 hours per week on sales and SDR activities, just it's not a good use of my time, at least for where I am at the present moment. And so I was addicted to doing that stuff. That's why I stopped it entirely, just to reflect, right? Updated CRM, pause certain tasks, reflected on my habits. This was a really big breakthrough. This one over here, thinking a few steps ahead. So right, this actually comes with the goal. So the goal is 50K per month with 0 employees, and I finalized the strategy to incorporate both hourly consulting, monthly consulting, and lead gen services. The reason I like the consulting is because To hit this goal, 50K per month, it's actually just $300 per hour in a 40-hour work week. But as you've seen, I'm able to already earn that through consulting. And so the main benefit of doing consulting is that it just simplifies things, like from a leverage perspective. Like, it's easy for me to know that I spent 1 hour, I earned the equivalent of 50K per month, as opposed to I spent 3 hours creating this piece of content. How much value was that? I don't know. Is it worth, is it high leverage, is it low leverage? I don't know, right? But when it's able to just be like, you spent 1 hour here, you earned $400 or $500, it's like, okay, we're on the right path. And so that's why I like the consulting. It's, I also enjoy it, right? But when we go back to the lead gen, a core component of this is having automated my job. And so I have automated this. And so I can go ahead and check that off. And I would be able to work 1 hour per day for 8 to 12 clients. And I know this because I've already been doing it. Not at that volume, but like I've already, like with at the volume that I'm at, maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes a day. Super, super easy stuff. Removing all distractions. This I don't think is a requisite for getting there. I think I have to more so control them. But at the time when I wrote this, I was like spending 20 to 30 hours creating content, crazy amounts. And by the way, when I say distractions, it's not just productive, like Netflix, movies, whatever. If you've ever watched any of my content, you already know that I've already blocked all of those things. So for me, it was mostly the productive distractions, like posting content, doing low leverage tasks, etc. And then opportunistically causing me to change paths entirely. And so starting this consulting agency doesn't necessarily mean that I'm leaving the lead gen agency. It's actually an addition on top of what I'm doing already. And so, for example, when I get on sales calls and someone says the lead gen service is too expensive, I can say that I have this monthly consulting service that's going to potentially work better for you. And having access to this has allowed me to get access to um, like a higher tier of clients, because usually those clients already have their own go-to-market strategies, their own SDRs, their own internal plans, and I could just hop in for 4 hours per month and support them in ways that I can. And also, those big clients are very low; they have very low demands. Like it truly is 4 hours per month. And so that is one thing. So lead gen, sorry, automation agency, that would be a completely different path. Not a good, not a good thing. And I honestly, I don't do this too often. Anyways, wake up at the same time every day. I have been doing this, but I didn't used to do this. I used to basically wake up at random times and just do whatever just pops up. So if it pops up, it pops up. But knowing what I have to do ahead of time has simplified things a lot more. Working on the high leverage tasks, I've already explained that. Retain clients, above and beyond fulfillment. And so this above and beyond fulfillment is on my calendar over here. So this is how I've scheduled my ideal schedule. We're going to be doing at least 1 hour per day of mandatory service delivery. But after lunch, I get 2 hours to do like the optional above and beyond things, like creating personalized weekly reports, sending personalized videos, analyzing campaign analytics, creating different types of campaigns that could perform better, etc. That is what's going to help with client retention. And then the overall targets that I want to hit for the 50K per month is 10K per month in consulting, 40K per month with lead gen, and ideally five hours per week with consulting, 20 hours per week with lead gen. And this is something that I have not been doing, which is sales and marketing, 15 hours per week. And so I just have to do this, and I have to stay consistent. So if I do these things, I think that I will be there within like a few months. I don't think it would take that much longer. unless I'm completely stupid. Anyways, hope this was valuable. I hope you're having a wonderful day.